yeah, so it's gonna keep going along, and then yeah. So what's coming up next? Uh, Team Duda is taking his time. Okay, but anyway, so by the way, I just wanted to take the time to thank people that have been watching the show. Right now, I only have one subscriber. His name is Nathan, and I really appreciate all that he's been doing to help me out with good questions, good hypothetical scenarios to help me improve the show. If you want to subscribe too, I would really appreciate it. I really do like helping people, and I really want to hope that what I'm doing is actually like helping you with your fantasy football league. So subscribe, and if you answer questions, I'll really do my best to try to answer it. I'm not always the easiest at getting back sometimes, but I will try to see what I can do, and I want to hopefully try to help you guys have a good season this year in your fantasy football leagues. So yeah. Anyway, the draft is still crawling along like a snail. There's a couple auto drafts that just ran off the board. The picks are flying by right now. I'm probably the only one left at this point, to be honest, except for a few people that are taking their time. So then it was after Austin Eckler was D.D. Westbrook, Peyton Barber. That's a dumb pick. You take Ronald Jones over Peyton Barber any day, and I don't know why they didn't do that. In fact, Ronald Jones is still here. I might just take him because that's huge value for me potentially. And then Jerick McKinnon, that's not a good pick. Corey Davis, that is also not a good pick. Delaney Walker, that is also not a good pick. Like these people are just whiffing it right now. Darrell Henderson, that's actually a pretty good pick. And then they took Latavius Murray, okay, Rashad Penny, Nyheim Hines. Okay, so it's getting to me. There's 3 picks ahead of me. There's a guy named Bigler who's taking his time. The picks, and he just took N'Keal Harry, which is not a good pick. But it does leave me in a good situation because I see Ronald Jones sitting here, and I also see Geronimo Allison coming up on the board. And I really like Geronimo Allison for next year. I probably, if it's in leagues where people are actually smarter like this, I would have queued him already as somebody to take. I also got David Njoku, who's interesting, but I do have a good tight end already with OJ. So I'm going to see what happens here with Team Duda as the next pick. There's an auto pick who's probably going to take Jordan Howard. But Ronald Jones and Geronimo Allison, that's a toss-up. There is a lot of potential with Ronald Jones, but he was so bad last year. Like, I feel like it would be better to take Geronimo. Okay, so Duda spent a lot of time thinking, and he took Larry Fitzgerald, which is not. I don't know what he was thinking. He's probably overthinking and stuff right there. And then the auto pick took Jordan Howard, which is good. So ESPN is telling me to take Carson Wentz. I would not do that because I think he's too injury prone. Ronald Jones is there. Kiki Kuti is there. Geronimo Allison. So, man, that's tough. So I already have Devontae Adams. Do I want to take Geronimo Allison too? That would actually cover myself as a potential handcuff if anything happens. But I do need a good running back with potential. That's a tough call. Let's look at my buys. So Golden Tate has got the same buy as Devontae Adams. So that means that if I could potentially be stuck in a situation where but I need a fifth receiver still. That's tough. You know what you're getting with Geronimo Allison, but Ronald Jones is a potential home run. My running backs right now are a little not great. So I'm going to take Geronimo Allison because I think overall he's a little safer to produce. But that's kind of iffy. And Ronald Jones has went off. So I'm going to have to really look for some running back positions down the stretch, which is not ideal, but I think that's kind of the fun of this. Is finding guys that you could plug in. I mean, this roster is not great because there's some kind of weakness in the workhorse running backs, but it'll give me now that some of these picks are going by, it'll give me a chance to maybe start shoring them up. So, all right, there's a couple interesting picks that happened. David Njoku, Kiki Kuti, Drew Brees, This is okay for Drew Brees. Position, Cortland Sutton, no. Emmanuel Sanders. And I think that's actually pretty good for Emmanuel Sanders because he's kind of not really like gonna go too high. But anyway, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm probably gonna. There are a couple of running backs. I mean, I would consider maybe taking Damian Harris from the Patriots, but I would only do that because I know that Sony Michel is injured, and I would consider doing that just for the purpose of trying to get some other guys available. So I do need a quarterback as well, and it's starting to get into the position where I would take one. So the highest ranked quarterback is Dak Prescott. I don't really like that. I do think Jared Goff would be interesting. And Kyler Murray is interesting at this position as well because he's a running quarterback, but man, I do need some running backs, and there's not a lot left. It's getting a little slim. So, all right. So what I think I'm going to do here, and I would not, okay, so I keep in mind, my rule is don't draft Patriots running backs. But in this situation, I'm going to take Damian Harris, and I'm going to try to do my best to get him to trade him off because I think with Sony Michel hurt, I think Damian Harris is going to kind of get some initial load of the workhorse running back, and I'm going to try to trade him out after week 1. So I'm taking Damian Harris, and I there's some other guys I would consider. Like I like Matt Breida, Carlos Hyde, and Donta Foreman, but I mean, there's guys are a little more tricky to predict, like what their role is going to be. All right, so unfortunately, I only have like 4 minutes left on this video, so I'm gonna have to cut it off probably before this draft ends. Unfortunately, as long as this Bigler guy is who's it's really just me and him at this point, going at it, and everybody else is auto picks. So. But yeah, so take what you can from this. Unfortunately, like maybe later on I'll give a summary of this draft. But the big takeaway that you should take from this video is that you want to make tiers of the positions, and you want to kind of piece together the guys you want, have a plan written out in front of you before you draft, and then cue the guys ahead of time when you got the hour or so to basically be in the draft and get things kind of figured out for yourself. Because that'll really kind of help you when you're planning your team, getting everything put together, and then it really it's like doing your homework before the test. Basically, is kind of the way I do it. You don't want to just like show up in the draft and not have anything written down or have an idea of what you're going to take. Like, don't just go off of the projection because it's probably going to lead you astray, and you're going to forget about guys that you would have wanted. So after Dak Prescott, it was Trey Burton. Pretty good value for him there. Donta Foreman, Jared Goff, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Jackson, Dante Moncrief, Carlos Hyde, Matt Breida, Mitch Trubisky, Deshaun Hamilton, and the Bears defense, which I was going to say I would take the Bears defense there. But this is like, so I would have taken the Bears defense at that position because I do need a D, and I also need a quarterback pretty badly as well right now. Telling me to take Tom Brady. But of the ones here, like I would still wait a little bit because there's guys I like more, like Lamar Jackson, that are not going to get picked yet. So for now, I'm going to go back to all positions, and I see some people that are interesting to me at this point in the draft, like Marquez Valdes-Scantling, but I already have all the Packers, the other two Packers receivers. Adam Humphries is interesting. Marquise Brown is interesting. But the one that I'm like as a potential flyer to stand out and really can be some potential home run points at receiver is Paris Campbell. So I'm going to take Paris Campbell here and basically stash him, kind of see what happens with him, because I think if he eventually, what I could do is I could trade Stephon Diggs if he starts off with like a 40-point game. They're playing Atlanta, so that's very possible. And then that way, like, you know, shore up, get a good running back. Like, maybe I could get, like, if Stephon Diggs puts up, like, 40 points, and then let's say, like, a guy, like, who's kind of a little on the fence anyway, like Todd Gurley starts off slow, and then I could maybe trade Stephon Diggs for Todd Gurley. You know, that's the kind of stuff you want to do. Like, kind of like I said, you want to basically like always be evaluating the stock of your team, and really kind of make judgment calls of when to trade people. That's how you win these leagues, is by making smart decisions on players' stocks. But Paris Campbell is somebody that could have a good season for me down the stretch. So, last minute of this video, I'm not going to be able to finish it. I'm sorry about that. It took a little longer than I thought. But my starters are Nick Chubb, Kenyon Drake, Devontae Adams, Juju Smith-Schuster, O.J. Howard, Stephon Diggs. That's my starters. And my bench is Golden Tate, Austin Eckler, John Allison, Damian Harris, Paris Campbell. So I got a very good flex range. In the last few picks, I've got like a few spots on my bench left, but I'm going to be basically taking streaming quarterbacks. I'd probably take Lamar Jackson. Probably take other people as well. Like, I don't even know. But, like Lamar Jackson, get a good defense like that's under the radar, like Chargers or something like that, and then get a kicker at the end. And honestly, this is not bad because I filled up all my running backs and receivers, like I said. That's what you want to do in this thing. I'll let you know the final results when it comes out. Fortunately, my video space is running out, but I will let you know how it goes. Let me know if you have any questions, and feel free to comment. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.